Hello, gang. How are you all doing? Today, we're going to be looking into what Megsy is currently putting into her memoir. Now, listen, we know she's writing one, and my belief, my psychic insight is she has got two versions. She's either got one that she's going to just nuke everyone with, and when she stays with Harry, if she stays with Harry, but recollections may vary how long that lasts. I know there's rumors out there right at this moment. I did predict back in 2023 that we would hear divorce rumors and separation and things like that towards the end of 2024, and well, here we are. 2025 is the potential split, as far as I can see it, when things would become more public. Potentially that's a divorce, potentially that's further separate, going separate ways on the, and yeah. So it's what I see, more of a separation in 2025. It may happen sooner, it may well happen sooner, but we shall see. Just watch this space. So I've already made that prediction. If you're wondering, out of all of this stuff, why I'm not looking into that particular rumor that's doing the rounds right now, it's because it's back on my channel somewhere. You can go and see it. It's from ages ago. Anyway, let us have a look today in what is in Megsy's memoir. Now, I'm doing a little bit of a series on her burn book, and I do feel like she sees people as threats, you know, and there's people around her like Jessica Mulrooney from the past, like the gorgeous, the amazing, the beloved Her Royal Highness Catherine, Princess of Wales, like his gorgeous, darling, beautiful His Royal Highness William, Prince of Wales. So that she sees a lot of threats. She sees a lot of threats, and it's not just the royals. She'll have threats with people who she's fallen out with ex-employees, with all of that stuff as well. With journalists, you name it, she has a threat. She doesn't like it. She doesn't. Yeah. Now we are going to have a look and see just what is good. Let me get these cards. Honestly, I don't know why I shuffle like this sometimes. I do like a messy shuffle, but boy, it's hard work. Oh, let us have a look into this mess. Now, her memoir will be quite, what she's wanting in it right now is quite revealing. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a different spread. We're going to use a spread like I use with the Oracle cards, which is a conversational spread. So it's like a spread in sentences. So it's 3 cards, 3 cards, 3 cards. It's not past, present, and future so much. It's kind of like, it's a sentence construction. It's just a different way of reading. So that is what we're going to do today. So we're going to start off with the cards that are always from Megsy. Then we might look into some of Harry's cards. We might look into some further information around the potential memoir. Like I say, I'll give you this prediction straight off the bat. She's already planning for 2 versions of this memoir. 1, she can't get rid of Professor Dum-Dums. 2 is she gets rid of him and he gets blamed in it. So let's see which one she's working on now. I mean, he's going to get blamed in an element for both, but let's have a look. What's the current situation with the memoir, and what is she currently planning to be in it? Okay. She's going to tell the story of the greatest betrayal. How she was not only betrayed, she was stabbed in the back, and stabbed in the front as well. It's interesting with these cards because that woman figure who's watching the man getting stabbed, it's very Megsy, isn't it? Very Megsy. So this is going to be a poisoned pen letter. You already know that. We already know that. The cards are just confirming it. This is going to be a betrayal where they accuse you of betrayal. This is going to be a book where she is betraying some people around her. When she releases this book, when she releases the memoir, this could be the thing that finally finishes her completely. I mean, her reputation is in tatters right now. Everything they do has failed. And I predicted in 2019 that they would constantly, nothing would ever work because she kind of self-hexes. And what I mean by that is her energy comes from such a bad place. And this is back in 2019, I said that. Her energy comes from such a bad place. Everything that they do will go wrong. And just look at it. And now in 2024, the media are going, oh, she's very unlucky. She's got the worst judgment. She blames it on luck. I blame it from the energy coming from a bad place. Right, okay. The next card. She's going to try and bring things together in such a smooth way. She's going to try and be very creative with it. This could also link into a Sagittarius. So I would imagine there is some glossy pics as well in there by the weird photographer with a 5 head, because that dude is a Sagittarius. So I could imagine that there is some information, some stuff around from him. There's also a few Sagittarians in her life. You have got, I'm sure Ari Emanuel is one, as is Gordon Gay, as is Jay-Z. And Jay-Z isn't completely Markle's close up, but he's on the periphery of the Markleverse of the heart. You know what I mean? He's there. He's there. It's interesting. So she really wants to get creative with this. She really wants to get creative with her spite. She really wants to bring things together and make it go. And she's going to feel like she's getting somewhere with it until she can't be bothered to put the work in. And she hasn't learned anything from the past. This is the problem. She's coming from a place with the 10 of Swords of spite. Yeah, she's coming from a place of ruin. She's going to try and ruin somebody else, but she's going to ruin herself at the same time. Temperance there shows that there is some creative people working on this. 8 of Pentacles, it won't work, and she doesn't learn. She doesn't learn from her behaviors. So it does feel like there is an element of she's going to try and, what is it, it's like helicopter management. She's going to be in every, I want the words to say this, I want the words to say that. I feel and I can see her basically going in and saying, I want this line corrected one day, and then the following day she'll like buzz on in and she will say, no, I want to change that, make it more beige. You know what I mean? She's going to go in like that. Okay, so what else is in there? There's no respect for anyone else's boundaries. She's going to make a big thing about her boundaries being crossed over in the memoir. She's going to try and paint herself as, she's going to do 2 things. She's a victim. Her boundaries have been crossed over, but she's also going to bang on. We're going to get a 14-page introduction and then a whole chapter on when I was an 11-year-old, I wrote about dish soap and the feminist implications of dish soap to Procter and Gamble. And it's just going to be a lot of that. She's going to talk a lot about her accomplishments. There's going to be a lot of narcissism, and she's wanting to portray herself very standalone. It's almost like a separation from Harry in the memoir. So he's not the main event. She's the, I mean, obviously it's a book about her, but she's the main event, you know. And just so happens that it's inconsequential ginger from the royal family. Oh, just married him, it's fine. It wasn't a big deal, it was just a little wedding, it's fine, but we're happy, that's the main thing. It's going to be kind of like downplayed into kind of like some kind of wholesome boy meets girl thing when divorcee meets fragile entitled millionaire. So wholesome. Death. further. There's a big hope here. She's wanting to she wants to reinstate herself as a victim, but she wants to do this as another line in the sand with her memoir when it does come out. That's what she's hoping for. Let's just see. Let's have a look and see what's in it. Five of Pentacles is in reverse. Very sorry for themselves. The backstory of Megsy, just how terrible everything's been. We just wanted to be part of the monarchy and they shunned us. They sent us away and we just wanted to help the little old queen. We were so nice, but evil William and Charles. There's going to be a lot of that. Let's see what else is coming out. The Seven of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. This is really about trying to cash something in, but the timing of the memoir is going to be off with the Seven of Pentacles there, and especially with the Five of Pentacles there in reverse and the Three of Wands in reverse. This timing, she thinks she's going to launch this at an opportune time, but it is going to be bad. The Three of Wands is in reverse, and that Three of Wands suggests to me that it's going to cause some issues. Things are not going to land easily across the globe. It's going to cause some ruckus. It really is going to cause some ruckus. Okay, let me see. What tea is she going to give in her? What is she planning? We've got what she's planning to do. We've got what she's planning to get across and how it's going to be launched, and it's not going to launch well. But let's see what's okay. Cruel mother, childhood, Queen of Swords is in reverse. Right. She is going to go on about having to almost reparent Harry, but it's not true. With the Empress in reverse, she's going to talk a lot about that. She's going to try and paint herself as the mother, an archetypal mother, but there's going to be a sting in the tail, because when the Empress is in reverse, there's a level of cruelty and maleficent there. Maleficent, you know what I mean. She's going to try and really poison some chalices around parental relationships. So I feel like she's going to say some stuff about Diana, try and take ownership of Diana, try and say how she's tried to reparent Harry with Diana working through her. You think I'm crazy, but I've been saying for ages that she's in touch with the spirit of Diana. Well, she thinks she's not actually, but she thinks she is. She's going to say she is. She's about as spiritual as a brick. But she's that's basically what she's going to try and imply in this book. The Six of Cups is in reverse. She's going to talk a lot of rubbish about her childhood, and a lot of it is going to be absolute bullshit. The Queen of Swords is in reverse as well. She could well be going after an air sign woman, and the only air sign woman I know in the royal family is Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh. I wonder if she's coming out and saying something about Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh, at the Queen's funeral. You better not do nothing to our Soph. The Empress and the Queen of Swords in reverse, and she's not here, but the Queen of Wands in reverse. All of them in reverse are like the biggest bitches in the tarot, and they're both here. All we need is the Queen of Wands in reverse, and it would make quite a tale. Wow. There's going to be some gaslighting around Harry. And there's going to be a breakaway. They're trying to break away from something. Let's have a look. Put these tarot cards there. There's disruption. They're going to try and bring it out when there's something going on overseas. And I don't just mean in the UK, I mean potentially international. So I don't know what royal tours are going on in the future. I mean, I can't imagine. I mean, it couldn't come out as soon as William is in Earthshot in South Africa. But there are plenty of tours that go on. So she's going to wait for the ultimate time. Not unless she's waiting until William's coronation. Because William is the nemesis. Let's see, what else is she going to write in there? Is she going to put anything in about Catherine? Screenplay, she's rewriting the history. She's rewriting history. Completely rewriting the history with Catherine. She's going to try and smash down on Catherine's purity and Catherine's innocence. She's going to try and stomp Catherine into the ground with this memoir. Something about, she's going to bring up again in that bloody memoir about them taking the passport off her and not allowed being to travel, even though that's a crock of rubbish. She's going to bring that up again. She's going to argue that point again. She's playing a game. Absolutely playing a game. It's a false economy. Absolute false economy. She's going to dress some slander. She's going to dress some things about Catherine up as concern, but she's just trying to spin it. She's just trying to spin something, and then she's going to make out like things are artificial and false and not real world as well. But she's going to dress a lot of allegations about Catherine up as concern. Let's see what she's going to put about William. Again, she's going to be like, everything is false. This is not what you see. He's not like that. The palace have spun this big tale about William, even though that's the only person I feel that the palace ever spun us a yarn about is Harry. She's going to accuse William of being medicated. Or his energy making her self-medicate. Let's see what the next card is. Let's get a clearer read on that. Yeah, she's going to blame William for them having to move. There's going to be something about Frogmore. There's going to be something about Notcut. And there's going to be some inference about medication there. So she's going to try and pin William on the move from Notcut to Frogmore. So they're going to try and say William has forced them into moving to Notcut because they were happy in Notcut, you know. It's not going to be like because Oprah dissed it. She's going to rewrite history. There's going to be a lot of rewriting history. She would have been happy in Notcut. They only took Frogmore because they had to get away from William. So that's what she's going to do. That's what she's going to say. She's going to blame she's going to say William's insecure and unnatural. She's going to basically make that, but remember, she'll be dressing up a lot of this as concern. She's going to make William the martyr for them not being allowed back. Or I wouldn't say they want to come back to the royal family. I think they want to be associated with the royal family. So that moving back card, that coming back in card, is then being pushed away from coming in to that. So she's going to say William wouldn't let us have our half in half out thing. So there's going to be a lot of that as expected. The troll in reverse, she's going to blame William for a lot of the online dialogue around her and Harry. Okay, this is the biggie. If the memoir is published before a divorce, what will it say about Harry? Takeout, trashy, easygoing, easy edible, just simple. She's going to make him simple, you know? She's going to make him very simple. She's going to talk the biggest pile of rubbish about him. She's everyone's going to know it's a sack of rubbish, a sack of poo. The landlord in reverse is that she's going to say how she doesn't like being called as his handler and stuff. So there's going to be some mentions of that if this is released before the divorce, and she's going to try and make him as an easygoing, you know, he's just a simple guy. He just likes his takeout. He just likes his food. He just likes da 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 da. Now, this is the biggie. What would she write about Harry after the divorce if the memoir is released after the divorce? You know, timelines and stuff. The revolving door. She's going to accuse him as infidelity. She's going to accuse him of being aggressive and angry and constantly fighting. And she is going to say, she is going to come across as Little Miss Perfect, little Princess Tippy Toes. She's going to be the one who's just absolutely perfect and was just trying to help him. But she's going to accuse him of cheating on her a lot, and arguing and being hostile and not listening and just being, I don't know how you would describe it, difficult, really annoying and difficult, hostile. Let's just put, is she going to accuse him of anything physical? The magician is in reverse. She's going to accuse him of physically not being able to get everything together. Maybe he's a bit too high. Maybe he's a bit too much out of his head. She's going to accuse him of being. I mean, wow. We've got a needle. We've got a calming pill. She's going to accuse him of being heavily medicated. She's going to accuse a few people. She's going to accuse William of creating stuff. I wonder if this links into something to do with Harry. And she's going to accuse him of, we've got this Botox here. So I feel like she's going to accuse him of undermining her in her looks and her womanhood. And she's going to blame him for her getting procedures. She wouldn't have done it anyway because girl power, but Harry said I looked like a horse. So that's what she's going to accuse him of after the divorce. The magician in reverse, completely. The conflict and the drugs, I mean, there's a lot of drugs. Sedated, off his head. I mean, she's just going to use ammo that was already in spare and then load it all up and use it in the divorce. Okay, let me just have a look. What does Doria think of the memoir? The zombie. Okay. Mixologist. The broken bed. She thinks the relationships run out of legs with the broken bed. With the zombie, I don't think she's thinking too greatly about Harry, to be honest. She thinks he's a bit brain dead. She wants them to include some stuff about alcohol as well. not only that, she wants to make sure that Megan is perceived as being hip and down with the kids. You're 43, 7, 906. You're old, girl. You're not going to be down with the kids. The broken bed. Doria wants her to put something in about SA. We'll have to come back to this because this is what's happening right now. And when it gets announced, like when it gets the memoir does get announced in the future, we need to come back before it's published and redo this, because there is a distinct possibility that there might be some accusations of SA if it's released after the divorce. So we have got two timelines here. We've got what's going on right now, what would happen if it, what would be included if it was pre-divorce, what would be included after divorce, because I do feel like she's got both options on her mind, and what spirit picks up on the ether, what the cards pick up on the ether, is generated by what's going on energetically with that person. Where you bugger. I would say never change, Megsy. I don't think she's never going to change. But she's plotting, she's planning, she's all over the shop. There's two versions of this book. So guys, I will love yous and leave yous. Thank you very much if you've made it to this far. If you've made it to this far, please leave me a little black cat with some stars that's shooting out of its bottom, because that's our Merlin and he's a sparkly bummed boy. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you soon for more live streams, and I'll see the channel members for some spirit boxes or some gossiping or something, and I will talk to you all real soon. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your day, whatever you're doing. Bye guys.